this is the readings for the weekend. I hope you're doing okay. I hope your week has been going all right. I'm sending you lots of love across Gaia. And I hope you're finding the Matrix going okay. We're all still here, okay? One way or another. We're still here, we're still surviving. I've got a cup of tea here in this lovely Gothic mug by Jasmine Beckett Griffiths. And I'm also drinking a juice today as well. So if you want to book in for a reading, you're very welcome, or a birth chart. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. That helps it get out across YouTube when you do the thumbs up button. So we'll go into Taurus, okay? Taurus for the weekend. You've got the Enlightenment card, okay? So that's really nice. With Enlightenment, there is no separation. We recognise that we are one with the divine. So you're starting to feel more at peace with yourself, okay? And you might notice there's some more peace within your relationships as well. You're going through a transformation and you are going to be making some decisions. You know, you're reviewing things to do with your transformation and you're going to be making decisions about it, all right? You're also getting more clarity every day to do with your transformation and your new beginning. There is definitely a new beginning for Taurus coming up, you know, and you're working towards that new beginning. And, you know, you're excited. You've got the Judgment card to the Page of Wands. So, you know, I feel like there's a new beginning and you sense it. You know it's kind of on the cards, so to speak. And, you know, you're just really feeling excited. It's very good news for you. I think there's stuff being revealed at the moment, all right? And I feel like Spirit is helping to reveal certain things to you. And it might feel quite massive, really, at the moment for you. It does involve, obviously, a deep transformation and kind of like an ending, okay? So that you can enter a new beginning. And I do feel like Spirit beckons this forth, and Spirit has been working behind the scenes on this for you. And I think you're just getting more and more clarity all the time over what your new beginning is going to look like. And you're starting to get really quite excited about that. Okay. So it's kind of almost like you're going off on a new adventure. Okay. And you might be attracting a lot of things at the moment. You might start to notice that this will start happening now, that you will start attracting either people or situations, all right? There's somebody saying, I'm undecided about us. I need time to think things through and don't rush me. So somebody in your vicinity may have been quite sort of ambiguous lately or difficult to understand what's going on with them, but it looks like they need, you know, they've needed some space to kind of figure things out. And, you know, where that can be sometimes frustrating, you know, it is actually a mirror, and Spirit is actually saying to you, well, actually, it's a blind spot in you, that actually you don't want to be rushed, that you need space because you're trying to, you know, make a lot of important decisions and stuff to do with your own transformation at this time. Let's see what Spirit's helping you with. You've got the sensuality card, all right? So Spirit is getting you in touch with your senses. And this can be through really simple things like, you know, God, anything to do with the senses, isn't it? It can be food, it can be the clothes that we wear, it can be, you know, having a bath, it can be being out in nature, you know, smelling flowers. Just, it's really about being more sensitive to touch and just all of your senses coming alive, right? It's like Spirit is awakening you on a lot of different levels at the moment, Taurus, and it is exciting, and you are going to feel like you're sort of starting to come alive again, honestly. And I think it's nice because I feel like it's starting to become a bit more of an enjoyable journey for you. I feel like it was quite a serious journey last year and probably really quite difficult. But I see in the cards here for Taurus, things are starting to get a bit more exciting. Things are going to be starting to get a bit more fun, and it's like you're actually getting in touch with yourself properly, which is brilliant, because we can't create anything in our lives really that's right for us until we are really in touch with ourselves, can we? So yeah, it looks like there's just good news coming in here for you. Lots of things that you're attracting, lots of opportunities you're going to be attracting, you know, and you're sort of excited about your own little adventures at the moment, which is really nice. So, and anything that you can do that's sensual, you know, it's just helping you get in touch with yourself. Okay, let's go into Virgo. Virgo for the weekend. See what we get. Bond. A love bond grows stronger over time. Okay, so interesting. You might be noticing that there is actually a bond between you and somebody else that is growing stronger. And this is also a mirror to the fact that you're getting a more stronger bond with yourself, which is really nice. So let's see what else we're getting. Ooh, quite heavy cards. Serious cards. You mean business at the moment. You've got the Emperor to the Hierophant. You are making things happen in terms of your beliefs and in terms of what you know to be the right thing, okay? You're really starting to make headway, and it's like, okay, I'm going to be committed to myself. I'm going to be committed to my path, and I'm actually going to make it happen, you know? So it does feel like there's really nothing getting in Virgo's way at the moment. You're headed towards happiness, more fulfillment, and you're very much watching everything, okay? You've got the Contentment card, Ten of Cups, the Page of Swords, which is a card of watching and being vigilant. Yeah, you know, you're being rational, you're making things happen, you're staying on track, you're following what is meaningful to you, and you really are headed towards your joy, and you're going to persevere. You're going to be very careful to make sure that you do what is right for you, and you know, you're just being very, very vigilant at the moment to how to proceed to follow your joy. Let's see what else we're getting here. It could as well be that somebody is watching you, because you have obviously got that bond card. It's like somebody might be observing you, and they realise how happy you make them as well. I do listen to what you say. I try to find a solution within myself. Okay, so there is somebody that does think about you, and they are trying to learn in a way from you, or what's going on with you is somehow teaching them. It's quite funny. But equally, this is also a mirror, because you are also realising that you sort of do need to learn from this other person or group of people, you know, and look deeper and find your own solutions as well. So you're both, you know, it's either you and one person, or maybe it's a few different people in your life. You're realising that you're going through a journey of finding solutions, finding better ways of doing things, and really finding your paths. You know, it's like really finding your truth and your path, and then really committing to it and making it happen. And it somehow it's bonding you together, okay? Because you're both doing a similar thing. And that could be a friend, a family member, a lover, I don't know. But you are, I would say, connected to somebody where you do have a bond, and at the moment you're both on this journey to making things happen in terms of your path, and just sticking to your path, sticking to your happiness, and making sure you don't go off track, you know. And it does take a lot of vigilance to do that. You've got the card here, healing and holy, okay? So Spirit is doing something very clever with Virgo at the moment. Very clever, because I mean, this Hierophant is a very holy card. It's a physical manifestation of the divine, the Hierophant. So I would say it's confirmation, really, that you are tuning in to the right things that you need to do for yourself. And this is just going to keep giving you more and more happiness. And Spirit is encouraging this kind of healing journey, or this journey towards you really honouring how Spirit has made you, you know. And you're seeing it reflected in somebody else, where they're being very, very true to themselves. So you're sort of inspiring each other. So that's the message. It's quite a nice one. Right, have a cup of tea. We're going to go into Capricorn next. My little Capricorns. Let's see what we get. Capricorn for the weekend. What do we get? Marriage. Ooh, marriage card. A marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together. Right. So some of you might be in a relationship that's getting closer at this time. If you're not, you know, this is the romance of the self. And they do say, well, one of my gurus, Papaji, he said that the true romance is the romance of the self, because all love is the love of self. You know, you're bonding more with yourself. You know, because why is it that we love people? Normally it's because the real reason is because when we're with that person, we really realise we act and embody our true self when we're with them. And that's why all love is the love of self, you know. Like, people remind us of our true selves, and then that's why we love them, because well, I think I've made my point. But so Capricorn, feeling more bonded to yourself, noticing maybe some of the people around you are starting to be more true to themselves, or more bonded to themselves, you know, not betraying themselves so much. You are very committed to making the right decisions for yourself at the moment, and you're very committed to a new chapter in your life that Spirit's been kind of working behind the scenes on for some time, I should think. Certain things might be getting revealed to you at this time, and it's just very enlightening. You know, this is a big time for Capricorn in this soul family. It really is, because you've got two major arcana cards, you're really just staying committed to yourself. I mean, there's massive commitment things. So, you know, you could be committing to a lot of different things right now that are important to you, and ultimately committing to yourself. And it's been a long time coming. You're going to be celebrating and just really going for it, okay? You've got the Three of Cups to the Queen of Wands. So this is like a joyful time, and you're just going to be really going for it, really making things happen, not holding back, because you feel happy, and you might be connecting with different people and just noticing that you do feel more joyful. I'm going to have to pick another card. I can't go and get that one. Okay, I'm going to tell you how I truly feel. There's somebody in your vicinity that is being a lot more honest lately, and that is obviously a mirror from Spirit that it's time for you to be more honest. And I think you are. I think you are making a lot of important decisions at the moment about your own commitment to yourself, as Spirit has made you, it's starting to make you feel a lot happier, and you really are just deciding probably the next few days to really go for it with something and just not hold back anymore. So yeah, Spirit is helping you with nourishment as well, nourishing yourself, you know, spiritually nourishing yourself. When you know, like when we honour ourselves as Spirit has actually made us, that is the most nourishing thing we can do, because we're not trying to alter what Spirit made us to be like, you know. I mean, I've thought all my life the way I've been made. I was in resistance to it all my life. I think, I mean, Teal Swan does work on this, like the self-help community is a terrible community because it's always telling us that we need to change and improve ourselves. And actually, Spirit's made us perfect, whole and complete as a divine expression of source. And really what we need to do is not try to better ourselves all the time or change ourselves, but actually just embrace how Spirit has made us. And by doing that, we just have to remove our own resistance, which is the superego, which tries to obstruct us from embracing how Spirit has actually made us. It's the highest honour you can do to Spirit, and it is the most nourishing thing you can do. So hey, Spirit is nourishing you, Capricorn, and you're just going to be freaking going for it. It's like you've realised a lot of things, and, you know, and you're opening up to yourself more and more as well. You know, so very nice. Let's go into Aquarius. Aquarius for the weekend. Let's see what we get for Aquarius. Deeply. Look deeply within to discover your soul purpose in your relationships. Yeah, so somebody might be thinking about where you fit into their life, okay? And they're sort of actually really getting a sense of where you fit in. And also equally, you are now doing the same. Where do I fit in? Or how do people fit into my life and the role I play or the role they play? What is it that is meaningful to me about my relationships in the role that I play? Okay, you've been basically thinking about something and weighing it up and probably over-analysing it. And there could be an option between two choices that you need to make. But you've definitely been weighing something up or over-analysing it. You know, you feel cautious or guarded, okay, here, right? You might even have had some thoughts about money playing on you as well. You're probably being more careful with money than you give yourself credit for. Okay. There is a struggle here to sort of make a decision, okay? There is a struggle here to move forward, and it's key to keep remembering, don't look at the situation, because the situation will drive you mentally insane, okay? Just keep focusing on who am I? Okay, that's what Spirit is telling you to do in these cards, because there's definitely a struggle and there's definitely a sense of feeling conflicted about your way forward. And the most important thing is to stop thinking about the situation or the decisions. Just keep focusing on who am I? You know, like the first card said, look deeply within to figure out your soul purpose in your relationships or in whatever you're doing. So there's a deeper purpose that you have, and that's basically how Spirit made you. So if you look at how Spirit's really fundamentally made you, that holds the key to what you need to do, right? And if you're confused, you can always book in with me because that's my job. Right, now this is interesting. Somebody's going to give you an offer soon. Okay, and that is a mirror to the fact that you are very close. I think you are a lot closer than you realise to actually figuring out what it is you're going to do. Okay. I think you're a lot closer than you realise. Gilbert is snoring to high heaven. It's distracting when he does it too loud. Now, Spirit is talking about Maya, the illusion of Maya. It's the veil, as they call it. Yeah. And so, I'll tell you, actually, I'll share this with you. That's the Om symbol, right? And this is creation here. The dream state, the waking state, and the sleep state. And then you've got consciousness, which is the little dot. And then the little round, that little bit there represents the veil. Okay, so we are consciousness. Yeah, we are consciousness, but there's this veil going across, and then we can't see creation as it truly is. Okay, that's the illusion. So Spirit's trying to awaken you at the moment. They're trying to pull the veil back. The cards came out in reversed. Right, I think Spirit is trying to pull the veil back. I know it's probably frustrating at the moment. I'm picking up on frustrations for Aquarius, but there is an offer coming in soon. Okay, you're closer than you think. Just keep looking within yourself. Yeah, keep, look beyond the veil. Yeah, the matrix is the veil. It's samsara to confuse us, and we start looking at everything and getting all confused about what we need to do or what we want. That's the veil, We need to just look, well, the ego is really the veil, but what we need to do is look within. That's what Spirit is saying in these cards. So look within, and therein lies the answer. Because your true self, if you just keep connecting to that, will actually take you in exactly the most perfect direction for you, okay? So I hope that helps, Aquarius. It might not be an overnight job, but at the same time, I think you're going to get to the answer a lot quicker than you may realise. And I hope so, because I'm Aquarius. Well, I've got Aquarius in my chart, and I know I relate to this message. Okay, Gemini. Let's go into your reading for the weekend. Let's see what we get, dear Gemini. Dear Gemini, what do we get? Surprise. Ooh, you may be about to be surprised. Interesting. So, someone you know is about to get a surprise or a shock, and you are about to get a surprise as well. Lots of, if you're getting surprises or things are happening that are out of the blue, that it's a very revealing time, isn't it? It's just a mirror to the fact that you're going through a very revealing time, which is actually a very good thing, because although that can be uncomfortable, it basically means growth. It means we're evolving, which does make us feel more alive. It is better than being stagnant, isn't it? You've been weighing something up, probably overanalyzing it, and you've been cautious and a bit guarded or defensive. Okay. I'm going to pick another card. Ooh, you're on the way to victory, though. You're going to be getting a lot more recognition. Okay, you're going to be getting a lot more recognition than you realise here, which is interesting. You're going to have success, okay? I picked another card because those two cards came out for Aquarius. If you've got Aquarius in your chart, it might be worth watching that. But anyway, you've got success coming and more people recognising you for some reason. You are putting in the graft, okay? You're working towards long-term gain. You're working towards becoming more balanced in the long term, right? So this situation's probably been making you feel very torn, very overanalyzing, and very guarded, okay, cautious, overly cautious. You know, and you might have been thinking about money quite a bit as well. But Spirit is showing you are going to get the recognition and you are going to have some success quite soon. And it's like people are recognising you for whatever reason, or someone's recognising you for whatever reason. And it's all about long-term gain, long-term blessings, you know, and being more balanced in the long term. So it's well worth everything you're doing. So that's confirmation for you. Okay. So try not to worry so much, I would say, is what Spirit is saying here. Somebody's saying, I am ignoring other people. So if you're wondering whether somebody is loyal to you or, you know, that type of thing, doesn't have to be a lover, it could be a friend or a family member, or, you know, it does feel like somebody here is genuine towards you. And I think that's a sign, because, you know, it's a mirror from Spirit, because you are equally being genuine to you as well. So there's a feeling of definitely lots of genuine things happening here with the best possible intentions. Yeah. So I do think Spirit is kind of trying to say, look, you know, you're going to get recognised, you're going to get blessings. It does sometimes feel like hard work and you just wonder why you're bothering, you know, or you might just think, oh God, you know, is this worth it? But it will be worth it. Yeah, Spirit is acknowledging that you do have some fear, Gemini, at the moment, some fear triggers coming up within you. But you're going to receive some kind of surprise, okay? So, you know, it's all good. It's all good, is what I'm saying. I think Spirit's trying to help you manage your fears a little bit better. And you might notice that it starts to improve sort of the next few days, I think. And you might be surprised about that. You might end up going from being extremely fearful to actually feeling like 150% better in quite a short space of time. That's what I feel. Okay, so let's go into Libra, okay? Libra. Libra for weekend. What do we get? Learn. Let love show you how to learn from each other. So there's somebody here that is learning a lot through, you know, the care or love, depending on what type of relationship it is, that you give them, and equally you're learning quite a lot as well. You're both learning a lot. And it's funny because love doesn't always look like how we think it should look in our heads. Even the love in friendships doesn't look like how we think it should look in our heads, because our ego has all sorts of ideas. But it's funny because sometimes what I find is when you actually look at your true self, the type of love and the type of bonds that you've got are actually just absolutely perfect for you, but you just didn't realise it. You know, it's just the super ego's got a fixation on how a friendship should look or how a relationship should look. And actually your true self, how Spirit's made you, might not be anything like that. And that's why I do encourage people to get their birth charts done with me. You know, because that helps, it's very revealing. But you might even sense it within yourself through doing your own shadow work anyway, that you're starting to notice, I'm not really that person. That was fake. This is me. And this is me. And actually what I need maybe is different to what I thought. There's a lot of progress here for you towards a new beginning, Libra, which is really great to see. There could be a hell of a lot of things going on, and you might even feel quite tired or overwhelmed at times because you know, to get a new beginning, to get that golden coin, that's massive. That's got to come from the unmanifested realm into the physical realm, because that is a physical thing that's coming in there. So that's a big push energetically. So don't worry if you've been feeling a bit overwhelmed or tired, all right? I have been too. I've got lots of Libra in my chart, as you know. Now, a lot of progress the next few days. You're at the beginning. It is going to be a bit of a long-term game, okay? It's not going to be like an overnight job, but you're going to be working with other people towards your purpose, you know, which in the end means that you'll probably receive money from multiple sources, and you'll also be a lot more grounded and stable in yourself in the long run. So this is all absolutely worth your while. Somebody's saying here, I'm going to get help, I know I need to. And this is obviously a mirror to yourself, that you are now understanding your own blind spot, that you need to get help, and you know you need to. So you're doing that. I believe that is what you're doing. And I do believe that's obviously what you're learning from each other. You're learning so much. You know, when we can't get what we want from somebody, it's a mirror that we're trying to get something, and actually what we need to do is provide it for ourselves, isn't it? Let's see what else we're getting here for you from Spirit. Oh, you've got the card Fear as well. If you've got Gemini in your chart, you might be worth watching that. Spirit is supporting you because they know you're fearful at this time, okay? That's understandable. Like I said, it's a big push, this Eight of Wands, to birth this coin. There's definitely something new happening here for Libra in this soul family, and it's the beginning of a more stable chapter in your life, where it's very, very much genuine. This is about you doing what's right for you for the longer term. And it does come with a bit of fear, because you probably haven't done this before. But you're realising there's people in your life that kind of show you a lot of truth about themselves. You know, truth that you might not like, but they stand by themselves. And that is a mirror, isn't it? That's Spirit teaching you, right, it's time now for you to do the same. It's time for you to stand by yourself and do what's right for you. So, lots of love to Libra. Let's go into Leo. This is Leo for weekend. All right. Let's see what we get. Leo. Embrace what destiny has in store for you. You've got to open up to it, okay? I mean, you cannot get what destiny's got in store for you when you're just so closed. I think, Leo, you're starting to open up. I think you're starting to realise not to be so scared, because actually, if you do what's in alignment for you, you're going to open it all up. Yeah? So somebody, you might be noticing that somebody kind of wings it a bit in your life. You know, perhaps they wing it a bit, and they do take a few risks, and that might trigger you a bit sometimes, but actually it's showing you that maybe you need to do the same, because risks are not good, obviously, if they're out of alignment with our true self, if it's just an ego fake thing. But if you're doing what's true to you, you're honouring Spirit by taking that risk, aren't you? You know, the only thing you're risking is a fake superego. So I think, Leo, you're finally saying, right, I'm going to take a few risks now and follow what I know is the truth of what I actually do need to do. And you'll be surprised. You'd be very surprised, I think, because destiny will be able to open up to you and bring you what's really meant for you, you know, because you're going to be shining. And I think, you know, Leo, you are doing that at the moment. You're departing things that you don't resonate with in order to become happier. So I do think you're taking a few risks there, because the Knight of Wands does take risks. Depart situations. I think I just saw the High Priestess, which is about trusting. So, you know, you're moving towards, how do I make myself happier? not being dependent on someone else for my happiness, but actually how do I become really happy? And there is a lot of progress to do with you building a more solid foundation for yourself. You might be celebrating the next few days that you've reached a certain milestone, you've reached a certain point. There might be a lot of communication that you need to do to really develop things, and it might feel a bit overwhelming at times because this is a big push here energetically, so you might feel a bit overwhelmed or tired, but overall, you know, this is making you feel more stable and more positive, and you're building a more solid foundation for yourself. And this is all about you. This is all about you getting in touch with what really makes you happy and leaving alone what just doesn't resonate anymore. This is all, I see a lot of, this is a very progressive time for Leo in this soul family. Somebody connected to you feels very insecure, but that is also then triggering you, and that's because deep down, you know, your inner child probably does feel insecure. But I just think you sort of can hold space for yourself. You can get help for yourself to attend to that insecure feeling, because you do have to do what is right for you, you know. And when we feel insecure, that's like an inner child saying, hey, like, I need my life to be a bit different. I need my life to be a bit more gentle. And so, like, that's kind of what you're doing, you know, because I'm seeing so much gentle, beautiful energy in that card. I just feel like Leo is just taking a few risks so that you can get your life much more sensitive to yourself, you know, not putting yourself through hardships anymore that you don't like. Yeah, look at this, you've got the betrayal card. I think Spirit is sort of indicating that you have been betraying yourself, and, you know, that is no more going to be the case. You know, it's like just realising there is no self-betrayal. It's all about loving yourself and doing what's right for you. And it's like waking up from a dream. A bad dream, and saying, "Oh, I'm not doing that anymore." You're just going to notice you're much happier the next few days, and you're starting to feel a bit more stable, right? So lots of love to my Leos there. Okay, right. I'm going to have a bit of this juice. We're going to go into Aries next. Very thirsty today. I had a bit of a stressful day yesterday, and I think it's dehydrated me. Okay, Aries, let's see what we get for you. Oh, you've got Embrace. I'll show you that card. Embrace what destiny has in store for you. You know, destiny is leading you at the moment, Aries. It's leading you into weird and wonderful places. And you've got the Enlightenment card. With enlightenment, there is no separation. We recognise that we are one with the divine. So, Aries, something's going on with your life at the moment. You're really embracing Spirit. You're really realising, do you know what, like, I've just got to embrace Spirit, and whatever Spirit is, whatever the hell Spirit is doing with me at the moment, I've got to flow with it. So there's a lot of trust you're gaining. Yeah, you know, it probably felt like a bit of a stuck period of time, and you felt like you weren't really getting what you wanted, and you might have had your mind sort of fixed in a way on something that you would like, but then, you know, Spirit was saying, all right, we're not going to give you exactly what you want, but there is something we can give you that would actually make you really happy. It's something different, but you might have been pushing it away, thinking, no, you know, I don't think so. I don't think I would want that, or perhaps just not even noticing that Spirit was trying to offer you something, because you were just kind of fixated on the things that were just kind of like getting you down, you know, and maybe you were being a bit stubborn about it, or it maybe not stubborn, maybe it was just really hard for you to see. I've got Aries in my chart, and I can admit that you know, the last sort of, probably even the last couple of years, you know, I was feeling down about something that wasn't going well, not realising there was a whole other story going on that actually would make me happy, but I just couldn't see it at the time. Partly because I didn't have the information, but partly because probably I just wasn't ready to see it. But I think Aries is having a massive breakthrough at the moment, because you are ready to see something. You are now ready to realise that Spirit's trying to give you an opportunity here. It might not be what you would really hoped for, but it could be something else that's, to be honest with you, could be even better for you anyway. Boom, you know, golden coin. So this is a massive eye-opener, I feel. There's a massive eye-opener happening here for you, Aries, and it is good news for you. It is helping you cultivate a vision for your life. You might be quite cold towards certain people or situations because you are really serious about your vision that you've got. You also might be grieving certain things at this time. So emotionally, it's really important for you to look after yourself at this time. But you are feeling excited. You do feel like you're somewhat going on a bit of an adventure, and it's all about you and it's your adventure, and it's making you feel super excited and attracted to this thing or this journey that you're going to be taking. So, you know, and it's good for you long term. It's good for your long term stability, whatever it is. It's the beginning of, I would say, better stability for you, or better health, or maybe even better money situation. There's somebody connected to you that's super sensitive to super sensitive to cosmic and collective energies. And that might be triggering for you at times, but it's because Spirit is trying to awaken you to your own blind spot about how incredibly sensitive you actually are, and that you've needed to really, really acknowledge that. And I think when you were going through this sort of time where you weren't happy about things, part of it was you weren't really acknowledging how very sensitive you are. So this person in your life, it's almost like Spirit brought someone forth who is extremely sensitive, and that's probably been quite hard for you to deal with, but it is just simply to awaken you to be more sensitive to yourself. So, you know, that in the long term, that's been a useful thing. And Spirit is saying embracing the shadow. So yeah, Spirit is definitely getting Aries in this soul family to awaken at this time to your blind spots and really embrace the true you, and embrace a new opportunity here that you do feel excited about. And you do have to look after yourself emotionally at this time, but you are getting a lot more of a clear vision for what you're doing in your life. So I really think that is a good thing for you, Aries, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, Aries in this soul family is incredibly sensitive. Okay, so it's just the way it is in this soul family for Aries. Okay, so let's see, what do we do next? We're doing Sagittarius next. Little Gilbert's having a little momentarily waking up from his little slumber. Right, my lovely Sagittarius, what do we get for you for the weekend? Oh my God, you've got the marriage card. I do laugh when I see the marriage cards. It's so sort of like full on. But, you know, first and foremost, this is a mirror, right? There could be somebody that's got their eye on you, or there could be some sort of commitment, something in the physical reality that really is going to commit to you, okay? But this is just a signal that you're committing to yourself, obviously, because marriage is all about commitment. And it looks like you are committing to yourself on a deeper level than ever. You're breaking karmic patterns, and you're basically determined to follow a new chapter, and simultaneously grieving something that has saddened you or been hard, but at the same time simultaneously taking 2 new opportunities for happiness and a smoother road ahead. Now, on a karmic level, a person that you used to be, the identity that you used to have, which was like, you know, super ego or whatever, would have probably gone on a slippery slope at this point. But not you, not you now, not you as your true self, because you're cutting the karmic patterns and saying, I'm not doing that. I'm not going down that slippery slope like I used to. I'm going to focus on that bridge in front of me and those 2 cups. And I'm going to break karmic pattern. You're definitely, you could be signing contracts or making agreements at this time. Legal documents, decisions, things look like they're going to go more in your favour going forwards, and you're also just balancing the scales of karma. You've paid off some karmic debts, and so you're purging a lot at the moment, right, from everything you're sort of basically leaving behind, and, you know, simultaneously moving forward. So it's quite an energetic process. So you might be feeling quite tired, because this is big, all right? But you've got a clear vision. You've got a clear focus. You're very clear. You're definitely making decisions. And I feel like you're making decisions to cut ties with the past. It's taking a lot of faith to move forward. But I think you are putting all your trust in forward progress, because you've got the High Priestess to the 3 of Pentacles. You're putting your trust in working with others to cultivate your new sort of life, which could be work related, or health, money related, or to do with your stability, and you're just gonna be working with others as you need to, and you're ready to trust in this and move forward with it. But it has taken a lot of breaking down maybe some of your old habits or your old beliefs about yourself, and saying, I'm not participating in that anymore, because I'm going round and round in circles, and I'm never happy like that. You're ready to turn your back on that, really, and embrace. I feel, obviously, with the 2 cups there's 2 opportunities, or it might be a case that you're going through a process of simplifying your life in some way, and that is going to be a good thing. The ego is loud, but I'm listening to my soul. I am striving for spiritual enlightenment. So there's somebody in your vicinity that has got a loud ego. They do have a lot of problems, but they are striving for their own growth and to kind of rise above the problems that they have and just grow regardless. And that is a mirror to you, that you're sort of doing the same. You know, I think you're doing a lot of purging of like an old timeline or an old identity that you had, and that is kind of going on, but at the same time you're trying to focus on rising. So, you know, I'd say it's a really dynamic time for Sagittarius, but I think what I'm seeing here with the High Priestess is that you're ready to trust in your future. You're ready to trust in your progress. So there's not going to be this sort of going back, forth thing anymore. See what Spirit is also saying here. Energy. Oh, lovely. Shakti. They are energizing you here. There's a lot of healing going on. So basically, from purging out what you used to do, okay, or how you used to be, your energy centers are going to be flowing much better, okay? So you're going to be getting like that flowing energy through the chakras, and obviously that's coming with the trust in Spirit as well. Spirit is sending you sort of like energy, you know, it's coming from source, and they're powering up your energy centers. So actually, you know, even if you feel a bit tired right now, you'll actually be feeling more energized. You're going to be feeling more energized going forwards. So I hope that helps. Right, we are going to go into Scorpio next. Scorpio for the weekend. Let's see what we get. Bonds. A love bond grows stronger over time. That's nice. Okay, you are getting a deeper bond with somebody, all right? And they are getting a deeper bond with you, and it's mainly because it's all a mirror, and you're actually more bonded with yourself. You know, your true self. You're showing them your true self. Equally, they're showing you their true self. You see, and that's why the bond is getting more real. So you're on the road to just more happiness and joy, like just having fun, you know. And it's like there's other people that you're having fun with, or you're enjoying things with. Okay, it's quite three of Cups is quite a social card. You're not exactly where you want to be, but things are going a bit more smoothly now. You're getting more awareness of your own confusion. Okay, so you like I say, you're not really at the end point of where you want to get to, Scorpio, but you've got the Hermit and the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is like confusion, and being a bit scared, but you've got the Hermit, which is enlightenment and awareness. So, you know, that's why you are moving forward, because you now have a lot more awareness over things that frighten you, or things that you feel confused about, and you're starting to work through all of those things. And by drawing the light of consciousness to those things, they do start to evaporate. Fear starts to evaporate. Yeah, because everything evaporates by the light of consciousness, the light of awareness. So the more we observe our fears or confusions, the more it starts to dissolve. And then the fear and the confusion isn't there anymore, you know? So we don't have to force ourselves to rush, and we don't have to be hard on ourselves. All, you know, Eckhart Tolle, all we have to do is observe, shine the light of awareness on the confusion, or on whatever feels fearful. Just observe. And then that starts to dissolve. That fear or that confusion starts to dissolve, and solutions then arise. So somebody connected to you is going through a massive awakening right now, and that is obviously a mirror to you, that you are going through a massive awakening. Wow. So there's so much going on. You're definitely happier, and you definitely got a better level of consciousness and awareness. And then ultimately it's going to lead you to your sort of decisions and your, you know, your progress, yeah? And Spirit is sending you a lot of healing at the moment. Okay, a lot of healing coming in. A lot of healing coming in from Spirit at this time for Scorpio. and helping you move forward more smoothly. Okay, not stuck anymore. So everything is moving along nicely there for you. Okay, and more true bonds with yourself and others. The closer you feel to yourself, obviously the closer other people can come, isn't it? Okay, we're going to Pisces. Pisces for weekend. See what we get. Yeah? Learn. Let love show you how to learn from each other. Okay, so somebody is learning a lot from you at the moment, and equally you're learning a lot from them. So there's a lot of learning going on. That can feel quite uncomfortable sometimes, obviously, because it's like, oh God, you know. But it's so great if we can use it for our own benefit, you know, rather than just feeling the resistance to somebody, getting annoyed or upset, and then just going into blame and judgment. We just go, I'm feeling a trigger. That person is obviously trying to highlight something to me about myself that I have not yet recognised. Let's have a look at what that is. Once you can figure it out, that's when it can sort of integrate within you, and then you're no longer triggered about that thing anymore. So simple. It doesn't feel that simple, does it? But you know what I mean? It's just like, right, okay, that person's annoyed me. Why have they annoyed me? If that is annoying me, there must be something within myself that I'm not seeing. What is it that I am not seeing? You know, and then feel it, and then boom, you know. So there's kind of been a crossroads for you, and you're on the road to blessings. Okay, it's been a delay. There was a delay, but then you're sort of very quickly starting to receive. You needed the delay in order to become more balanced. Okay, so I know that's a bit weird because we don't really like delays, but for some reason that has actually helped you to become more balanced, and now you're starting to receive more. You are receiving more, and you are in a rebirth phase about your truth, and it might feel quite shocking to you. It might feel quite drastic, because I think there are changes, big changes that have to happen based off the fact that you have reached a more balanced state and you are now going through your own rebirth. Okay, so although it's a bit of an uncomfortable, shocking type of time where things have to change, it is a time of feeling more love and more balance and receiving more. So it's quite dynamic here for Scorpio. It's changes, but changes that you love, honestly. That's what I'm seeing. Others are trying to tell me what to do. So somebody feels very dictated to, okay, for whatever reason. And if you're observing that happening to them, it's basically because you're also going through the same thing. You know, people try to put pressure on you, but I think no more. I think you were stuck for some time with it, but you've learned what you've needed to learn, and you're now realizing that you just had to become more balanced and embrace a rebirth. But it does mean changes are being made. But again, they're changes I think that you do like, ultimately. But it might be shocking to other people, I will say that. And Spirit is talking about the rhythms of life, Morgan Le Fay. Okay? So this is all part of, you know, life's rhythms, all right? You're going with the ebb and the flow, you know? Sometimes we do get stuck for a while, which is where you were, but now the rhythm of life is moving you forward. And lots of things are changing, okay? Lots of things are changing, but this is how the rhythm of life goes, all right? So there we go. An interesting time for you. And you know, you're not in resistance to it. You're feeling the rhythm and you're going with it. Do you see what I mean? Whereas before there was resistance and you couldn't see where the rhythm wanted to take you. But you've done a lot of work on that. A lot of work. And now you do feel where the rhythm is taking you. Do you see what I mean? Right, I'm sending you lots of love, Scorpio. We're going to go into Pisces. Pisces for the weekend. Pisces for the weekend. Oh, that learn card keeps coming out. I'll just read it because it might be relevant. Let love show you how to learn from each other. So somebody's learning a lot from you at the moment and you're learning a lot from them. And it might be a bit, you know, testing at times. Because when we're learning from each other, it's because we're triggering each other. Excuse me, sorry about that. Admire. It's time to think of everything that you admire in your partner, okay? Now, don't panic. If you don't have a partner, it's fine. It'd just be somebody you know. But, you know, there is a lot that you admire in somebody. And equally, they admire things in you as well. And you're learning a lot from each other. So there's obviously a connection here you've got with somebody where there's a hell of a lot of growth going on. And it probably feels very uncomfortable a lot of the time. But what are we here to do? Grow. Yeah, there is somebody here because you've got the Five of Pentacles, and that's about a team where you're like outsiders. You don't feel like you fit in. You might be both going through a time where your mental health's affected or other things are affected, but you sort of like work together. But there is a joy in this connection, and there's also a joy in this process. The Ten of Cups is a joyful card. The Five of Cups is a difficult time. So isn't that strange, Pisces? You're going through a difficult time, but there's joy in it. Isn't that funny? But it's like that sometimes, isn't it, in life? I would say because you're being authentic, because I think the Five of Pentacles is a very authentic card. You know, you're grieving, simultaneously going through a transformation, you know, and a lot of your relationships could be going through transformations at this time. You need to honour your feelings as they purge out, but you mustn't focus on them too much because it would be a slippery slope. You must keep your eye on the Hierophant, you know, the eye on the Guru, and keep focusing on your transformation, because there is 2 cups and there's also a lovely bridge for you to walk over. Okay, in the Five of Cups, the Death card represents a transformation. So it's intense. I feel like this is a reading for Scorpio, but it's not, it's for Pisces. This is intense. It's an intense time for Pisces in this soul family. And you've got to walk forward. I'm telling you that now. You've got to walk forward or you will be on a slippery slope. I think you are ready. I think you are ready to move forward. And there is somebody with you that wants to walk with you. And it's all... I think you have realised that there is a certain joy within you that you couldn't see previously. And I think that's why this time it's going to be different. but you definitely learn a lot from somebody you admire, but then equally they're learning a lot from you. Isn't it an amazing reading? Leave me alone, please. Okay, so somebody wants space. But again, if somebody wants space, that is a trigger to you, possibly, or has been. But equally, that is because it's triggering a blind spot that really you want space. You know, you need space too. Yeah? Because people are always, when we feel a trigger or uncomfortable, it's always because somebody is trying to highlight our own blind spot that we cannot see. And it can be really hard sometimes to actually see it. But the more you can do it's like deeper self-inquiry on it, the more you can realise, oh God, yeah. There must be a part of me. My inner child probably needs space and peace because it's very sensitive, you know? And so that is actually okay and not anything to feel abandoned about, you know, because there is some abandonment stuff coming up I can see in the cards, but I feel there's a place of joy that you found in yourself recently, and that is where you are now different and you can proceed forward and follow your own transformation here. But it's not easy. There will be lots of mixed emotions. Okay. Let's see what else we're getting. Death and rebirth. Okay, you've got the death and rebirth card. So that is the transformation card. I mean, I can't get over that. I can't say any more. That's amazing, isn't it? All right, so let's go into Cancer. This is Cancer for the weekend. Let's see what we get. Cancer in the soul family. Attraction. Divine soul counterpart attraction transcends superficiality. You are realising that you don't want a superficial attraction anymore. Why does that happen? Because the more we learn about the true self, obviously then there's a deeper connection and attraction we have towards ourselves. So then that means other relationships can also do the same. But when we're still really confused about who we are, we tend to be more obviously on the surface of ourselves, which, you know, can be more of a physical attraction or say more practical things. And that's why that tends to be a codependent phase, doesn't it? So you're going, Cancer in this soul family is going deeper than codependency, deeper than physical attraction, into, well, yeah, a deeper, like soul connection, soul attraction or soul connections. You're on the long-term path with a very important breakthrough. All right, and so you're really headed towards, you know, you're concentrating on your responsibilities, and concentrating on your responsibilities has led you to a breakthrough. You know, a very important breakthrough that does present some challenges, but it's all to do with your building a solid foundation for yourself, feeling more at home within yourself, and progress. And you're in a good position to make this progress. You're in a good position to create a more solid foundation for yourself. You will be feeling happier at home. You will be perhaps helped by somebody. But yeah, there was something about you becoming more responsible that led you to a breakthrough. It's a very important breakthrough. But like I said, there are challenges involved. But Spirit's showing that you're already reaching a milestone really quite quickly. You're reaching a milestone which you can kind of celebrate, but then it's the beginning of more progress, but you're in a good position to do it. Somebody is saying, I'm at a crossroads, I'm choosing which path to take, you know, and that might have triggered you a bit, but that's just because you were at a crossroads and you needed to choose what path to take. And that's why it was triggering you so much. And somebody saying, I want to make this work, which again, that might trigger you. But deep down, it's because you want to, you know, make something work. So it's all, it's a lot of things being revealed to Cancer at this time. You know, and I think obviously whatever it is that person wants to make it, they want to make something work in their life. You might have been feeling resistance or triggered by that, but it's because you deeply have been wanting to make something work in your life. But I think this is the thing that you were just, okay, well, I just need to focus on being more responsible, do all the things I need to do. And then that is a very conscious energy. And I think that's how you've had this breakthrough, because you've been in a more conscious state of mind for a while. And boom, you know, the breakthrough's happening. And you're realising what you've got to do. You're realising how you're going to do it. You're, you know, focused. Yeah. And it's all about being more stable. And it's all about progress. Progress coming. And progress is really going to start building. And it's probably going to involve you working with other people, or maybe someone helping you. Let's have a look what else we're getting here. Selfhood. So there is something Spirit is getting you to know about yourself. And that was with the first card as well, with that attraction card, wasn't it? And I said, you know, divine soul counterpart attraction transcend superficiality, you know, because you're getting to know yourself on a deeper level and you're making breakthroughs with that. And Spirit is supporting you to make breakthroughs with that. And now you can finally get progress. You know, that's what it was about all the time. But it just takes time. It does take time, because I was like it for ages. I was a bit stuck for ages. You know, it takes time to be able to observe, you know, and get a higher state of consciousness. Because you need a higher state of consciousness in order to be able to figure out your next steps. So you have to dissolve the lower consciousness, or the ego, really dissolve more of the ego in order to then perceive what you need to do. And that's what you've done. That's what you've done. And now you can perceive. You can perceive. And the great thing is the next few days, I think things are starting to build and progress, you know, in your life. So you'll be pleased about that. I'll be pleased as well. It's still kind of the beginning phases, but it's very good news for Cancer in this soul family. So there we go. I'm sending you lots of love and peace. Thanks so much for subscribing. Thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. And I'm sending lots of love across to you, across Gaia, wherever you are. One love.